YouTube. Can I get a roll tide inside the comment box? I appreciate you guys being here. Today is Wednesday. Today is March 5th. This is the practice report from practice number 2. We're going to talk about what stood out, what we saw online. The team reporters are out there and have some takeaways this morning. I appreciate you guys being here on the show. We're also going to talk about the Tide That Binds, the newest docuseries that documents Alabama's journey last year during the season. We're going to talk about Alabama's basketball game against Florida, hit on a little Alabama baseball, and then I asked you to post some questions about spring football, and you guys posted those. So we're going to dive into that all right now on Bama Football on YouTube. Let me know how everything is going on your side. I appreciate you guys. No blazer today, but I'm rocking the military appreciation, all right? It's always Military Appreciation Day right here on Bama Football on YouTube. I'll let everybody get checked in. We are talking about the practice number 2 report. Reporters out there posting everything that you need to see for free on social media. So if you want to see all the highlights, just go to X and you can watch all the team reporters posting all the information. There's some great stuff. You used to have to be able to subscribe and pay because all that stuff was behind a paywall. Not anymore. You just watch what they're seeing, you could talk about it. So that's what we're doing right here on Bama Football on YouTube. One thing that I noticed from all the team reporters that were posting out that free content for you guys to go check out, X is a great place. You could just go and watch any team reporter. They're all posting the same stuff, which is great. I love it. Gives us an opportunity to really see an Eagles view from what they're seeing, right? So we're seeing what they're seeing. The quarterback rotation, that's the thing that everybody wants to talk about. And everyone's like, well, what is it going to look like? How are the quarterbacks going to be rotating early on? Look, it's the second day of practice. What they saw, what I saw, what you're going to see when you watch this stuff, if you've already seen it, is the fact that it's Ty Simpson that is the first quarterback that is out there rotating with the guys. Literally, that means taking the snaps, and then after him is Austin Mack, and then after that is Keelan Russell. Does that mean more than that? Probably not. Scott, there's plenty of them that you could check out. Blake Byler, he's a good one. Charlie Potter, Tony Tsoukalis, Nick Kelly, Clint Lamb, all those guys literally posting some great stuff on X. Like I said, used to have to subscribe to like the recruiting site. You don't have to do that anymore. You just go out and watch it. So check it out. Give all those guys a follow. They do an amazing job. But from what I saw from that footage that's the rotation. And people want to talk about that rotation. And does that mean that's going to be the rotation going forward into the season? I don't know. I think that we all know that Ty Simpson clearly has the most experience. Duh. Right? And then Austin Mack is here. And Keelan Russell just got here. So let's not overly rush this. Let's watch this kind of develop. And listen, if you think that we're going to know the end of the story by the end of spring football, like on April 13th, yeah, I appreciate it, man. Yeah, the polo, I'm not going to lie. This is my favorite polo to wear. I would like to wear it every single day. I got it on sale at Dick's Sporting Goods. So if you want to go, I'm a huge patriot, okay? And I'm not like a political dude. I just understand that freedom isn't free. I fly a flag outside of my house every single day. I have great respect for the men and women serving this great country, and I'm proud to say it. Am I political? No. But I am. I'm proud to live in the United States because guess what? I get to be a content creator right here. I get to do whatever the hell I want. Freedom isn't free. I understand that. But from the quarterback situation, look, we're not going to know the end of the story. But after, whatever type of Frankenstein spring game this is. And that's not Coach Kalen DeBoer's fault. That's college football's fault. They have made it to where Coach Kalen DeBoer and his staff can't have a spring game because his guys are going to get picked apart on April 15th. And that's not fair. And that's not fair to the fans. And the fans are being shortchanged because of the stupid rules in college football right now. All right? A-Day is a significant day here in Tuscaloosa. I get it. If you play at some other shitty program, all right, no one cares about spring football, right? You live out in USC, like in Los Angeles. You live in Colorado. You're going to do other things. That's not college football country. Here in Tuscaloosa, it's a special day. And that was taken. And I'm still pissed off about that because I don't think it's right. I really don't. I think it was a day for camaraderie. It was an opportunity for a lot of people who can't afford these gouging ticket prices to come in here and see the team that they love and they support, and the people who are on the back end supporting like the Yay Alabamas and all this stuff, right? With their hard-earned money. They don't even know where the players are, who's getting paid what, and all this stuff. They're giving their money, and now you've taken that away from them. Not only, I mean, at least they're going to have something, but at least watching the game. So, I don't know. That just really makes me mad for the people that can't see the game on TV, right? It just pisses me off. But the quarterback position doesn't piss me off. I like the quarterbacks. In fact, Nick Kelly pointed out this on social media, and he says that you have a lot of attention on the quarterbacks, at least from what he saw in this short time. Again, if you want to go see all this stuff for free, just pull up X and follow all the team reporters that were there at practice, okay? You used to have to pay for all that stuff. You don't anymore. It's all for free out there on X. I'm seeing what you're seeing. We're talking about it here on Bama Football on YouTube. Exactly, Jeff. Oklahoma even canceled their game. That sucks for their fans. They're doing like a combine? Come on. Nobody wants to see that. A lot of attention is on the quarterbacks, and rightfully so, because you have to elevate that room. You have to get that room ready to go, right? You have Mitch Delham, who is an assistant. You have Nick Sheridan, who's a quarterback's coach, and I guess co-offensive coordinator. And you have Ryan Grubb. Those guys are spending time with the quarterbacks, as well as Kalen DeBoer. They understand that this quarterback room doesn't have a large volume of experience. That experience and talent are different. They're trying to figure out how to combine those and how to get these guys up to speed. It'll take a little bit of time to develop camaraderie, and we're not going to know the end of the story, and we will not know who the hell the quarterback is on April 12th. We won't. April 13th. We won't know that. But we do know the quarterback rotation for today in this short window. And it's Ty Simpson, the first guy handing the ball off to the running backs. Then it's Austin Mack. Then it's Keelan Russell. Does that mean that Austin Mack is ahead of Keelan Russell? No. Does it mean that Ty's going to be the starter? No. That's just the rotation. And I start off talking about the rotation because it's important to people. And we go off rotation because that's what we've seen, all right? And the quarterback coaches overall. Look, I don't know. I feel that the quarterback development, and that's why I listed like quarterback coaches, Nick Sheridan still has pressure. I don't think the pressure has been, taken off him not being the OC. Now you're dealing with the quarterbacks. Now you have to develop these quarterbacks, and every single thing that the quarterbacks do on the field, for the most part, is going to be a reflection of your coaching. So you're still getting paid. What is he still getting paid? Like 1.3, 1.5? I mean, that's all. I still think that's pressure. You have to develop these quarterbacks. Yeah, and there's only 24 likes up in this, so let's boost those up. I appreciate it. If you guys like the content, I sincerely appreciate it. KT, what's up? Michael Rhoda, man, I appreciate you up in the house. Ryan Grubb, his interview will be posted later today, so I'll post that to the YouTube channel, and then I'll come back and do double duty tonight and talk about Ryan Grubb, what he said, chop it up, make it nice and clean, and add some context to it. Somebody on the show was like, man, why you always spend time talking to the community? Because that's the most important thing of the YouTube channel. I'm sorry, I'm on it. So this morning, I don't know. I mean, I was able to get my workout in, of course, right? But we practiced somewhere that's I'll say just like close to Alabama basketball, which was tight. I ain't shot a basketball in a long time, but I could still play. And there's nothing that'll get your heart rate pumping like basketball. All right. I want to talk about the defensive line. If you follow Clint Lamb, I love that dude. He's a hard worker. All the team reporters, I love those guys. He has a video on X talking about the defensive line, as do all those team reporters. He's hyping up Stephen Bua, and rightfully so. I mean, I've been talking about Stephen Bua, and when you watch the footage, he's number 25. And Alabama will probably have some footage that they release, and then we'll run it back on here, as we always do, right? But Steve, the defensive line rotation, I have to admit, I liked what I was seeing today. You can't really see the quarterbacks too much. They're like way on the far side of the field, kind of throwing. Jamie Bird, what's up? I appreciate you being here. You know what? Look, I'm athletic. I played every sport you can imagine. I'm athletic. I played football, I played basketball, I played baseball. Shit, you want to go out and play badminton? And I'm playing to win. Every time you and I play anything, whether that's cornhole or we're racing down in front of the neighborhood, I am trying to beat your ass. Soli, what's up, man? Roll Tide. Do we have someone from Japan? Yo, okay. We have someone from Japan. A couple nights ago, we had somebody from West Coast and was in Hong Kong. And by the way, if you are a member of the United States military, we appreciate you. All right. Always. West Coast in your back, man. But the defensive line, yo, the defensive line. No, the highlights for the university are not out, but you can go watch all the highlights on X. All the team reporters posted that stuff. But from what I saw from the defensive line, Tim Keenan, he's like the first guy running through the drills. Freddie Roach is over here coaching these guys on the bag. You've seen it 100 times before. And then after that, I saw LT Overton. Those guys are your leaders. And we were talking about leadership last night. Like, who is going to be the guys who, like, pump up their chest and be like the alphas, right? Guys have experience. Tim Keenan's been here for a long time, okay? Then it was LT Overton. And I saw kind of a mix. I saw Keon Keeley. Definitely up there. I saw Jordan. You know what? I'm serious. I saw these three guys. I want you to listen to this. These next four guys, we haven't seen a lot of production. One guy we haven't even seen yet. But these four guys I want you to know from the defensive line, okay? The Jordan Renard, number 11. Tim Keenan. I'm sorry. Jordan Renard, Keon Keeley. They look fantastic. They really do. They look nice. They look trim. They look lean. They look big. And then Stephen Bua. And then Jeremiah Beeman. So those four guys, I think, can add some of that depth that we're looking for. And there's a difference between a nose guard or nose tackle and a bandit. All I'm saying is I like what I saw from that short observation window that the coaches saw. Travis, what's up, man? Laughs contagious. That's what's up, man. You know what? Look, I'm a very positive person. I am very optimistic. I'm real. I get it. Sometimes we have to talk about uncomfortable things, and I'm gonna give it to you. And I know it's sometimes hard to hear, but I have to. That's the route we have to go sometimes. James Smith, I didn't see him out there. And I think he's limited. There's a couple guys like Proctor's in a black jersey. I saw him just walking around. He's in a black jersey, which means limited contact. I didn't even see James Smith out there. So we'll keep you posted on James Smith. But Coach Kalen DeBoer said that he's limited. So I guess that's something that we'll just have to track. Another thing that stood out is Charlie Potter has a great video of this on X. Remember, this used to all be free behind a paywall. Now it's out there. Go check it out. Dejon Lee at corner. Okay. The mustard. Yo, I'm not gonna lie. Dejon Lee looks damn good. Like, fantastic. All I saw was him. All I saw was the clip that you guys are about to see when you guys go research this as well. He gets off a back, he shoves it, and he gets back into basically like a back pedal, goes up, catches the ball, tucks it. He looks fantastic. I would imagine that Dejon Lee gets more opportunities right now because Damani Jackson's out. So you kind of elevate some of those younger guys to get opportunities. Did anybody see that that small clip that Charlie put out from Dejon Lee? Yo, like 6'4", right? Man. No, I know. So from this shirt kind of looks like it's like a velvety. But it's the lighting. My son came in here and helped me redo the lighting because I was having lighting issues. There was sometimes I looked like I had like jaundice or something, man. I was getting pissed. And I never told you guys this on some of my shows from like a couple weeks ago, but as the sun would set or as the sun would rise or whatever, I would look like I was sick. So we made it a deal that, we come in and, fix up the lighting. So I appreciate you guys. So Dejoun Lee, man, shit, I am really excited about him, man. Caden Proctor in a black jersey. And I'm sure, look, if you subscribe to these recruiting sites, I'm sure you can go out and read the practice reports. But, all the footage and stuff like that was for free and on X. And I'm sure Alabama will release some practice footage here in a little while. I'll bring it here. I'll package it as I do. I like to package stuff to give it context rather than just like running something. So Ryan Grubb is speaking today. When the university uploads it, what I'm going to do is package it so it has some context. So you're just not like watching stuff like, what? That's what I feel my strength is as a content creator, is like package things. So, Josh, what's up, brother? Steven, man, what's up from Pensacola? I haven't been to Pensacola in too long, man. I went down there. I had a good time. Steven's saying Proctor State start. So there's our small practice report. Go check it out. Oh, the last thing that I'll hit on is people were posting videos of Keelan Russell throwing to Ryan Williams. It was literally just like, 15-yard, just like little passes. It wasn't anything that was like jaw-dropping. They're just practicing, going through reps. But, I mean, it was just literally a quarterback passing to a wide receiver. It'd be like if you came over here and I had you go out there and I just threw a pass to you. That's what I saw. But again, go follow all those amazing team reporters that are putting all that information out there for you guys to see. There's plenty of them. Nick Kelly, AL.com, amazing. Tony Sukal. I didn't see Tony post anything. Charlie Potter, amazing. That dude's like Ichiro. He don't miss. Clint Lamb was posting stuff. Let's see. Oh, Next Round Live. Yo, Next Round Live. They might become like that. It'd be interesting to see if they like buy On3 or On3 buys them. Those are like the two mega companies on the rise, right? Shit, they got a hell of a show now. Anyways, all right. So there's our practice 2 report. So many great content creators. Go watch them all. Love them all. All right. I asked you guys. I was like, what are your questions about spring football and, all this stuff? And here's what you guys had to say. So I'm going to bring this up full screen, and then I'll talk about each of these points. You guys asked, offensive line is an absolute must. And I asked, and my question was, what's on your mind? And the offensive line is clearly like the biggest thing that people keep talking about. We all know that. But you do return 3 starters, okay? One guy is hurt. I get it. But sometimes, not that a guy being hurt is like a blessing in disguise, but that means you get more opportunities. But do you have the talent there? I mean, right now, from my understanding and what Coach Caitlin DeBoer said on Monday is that Michael Carroll is getting some opportunities at tackle. So is Olas Allen, right? Those are guards getting opportunities at tackle. Will Alabama go into the transfer portal for a tackle? Yes or no inside the comment box. I think they almost have to. All right, back to the full screen. Lil Ye, what's up, man? He says inside the comment box, this might be the biggest year for Caitlin DeBoer's coaching career. I love that, 100%. And he knew what he was signing up for. By the way, after I'm done with this, I'm going to talk about The Tide That Binds, give you my reaction. I watched it this morning. I watch it when I'm getting ready. It's released every Wednesday. He knows this. We know this. Everybody knows this. Everybody's going to be talking about it. Every single person with a gigantic platform. I'm just like a tiny little smidgen, talking on my channel, but all the big time platforms will be talking about this. The biggest coaching year for Coach Caitlin DeBoer ever. And he knew this. Year 1 isn't really your biggest year. It's really year 2. Because year 2 and depending on what happens on year 2, year 3 could even be even bigger, because now, like Greg Burns said, you have stability. You have coaches in place. We got you Ryan Grubb. We paid money to keep Jalen Mbakwe. So you have stability. Go win football games. Go win all the football games. Make the playoffs and win a national title. Year 2. year 3, right? Like, you can't stay the same. So, yeah, this is a huge year for Coach Kalen DeBoer. All right, Kenneth says, will we find consistency in the offensive line? All right, same offensive line question. See, we get that constantly. And I think that's for the rest of the world. Yo, Will's in Alaska? We have someone from Japan watching and someone from Alaska. That's what's up. What time is it in Alaska? What time is it in Japan? All right, Ron Self, what's up, man? Inside the comment box right here on the left of the screen says, if Ty Simpson would be the starting quarterback, I would vent, like, if I had to say, like, right now, didn't someone say that Josh Pate, who knows everything about Alabama and about college football, right? He's like the king. Didn't he say that he's like the overwhelming favorite to be the starter? I probably co-sign with that. I don't think that's like what we think is going to happen because Ty's been here. Will he be the quarterback at the end of the season? I don't know. But if he can operate this, offense and command the offense, and let him run. And then JJ RMFT, I like that username, says, will we have a vocal alpha on defense? I love that question, bro. Will you have a alpha on defense? I don't know. They better. KEI says it's 1 a.m. in Japan. Thank you. I had a roommate from Nagasaki. His name was Nobutaku Ito. He was the best roommate that I've ever had in my entire life. And that includes me being married for 13 years. Just kidding. I'm telling you. So, like, people from Japan, the people that I've met from Japan, like, this dude was incredible. He was working from home before he could work from home. This dude was the cleanest dude I've ever been around. He would come home. He would drink a Budweiser. I shit you not. He would drink a Budweiser. And he would relax. He would relive every single hour of his day in his mind. And then he'd pop up and make some bomb dinner. But who's going to be the alpha on defense? I don't know. Let me ask you. Who's going to be the alpha on defense? An alpha, you know what? You can't teach that. I'm sorry, you can't. So who's going to be the alpha on defense? Is it Tim Keenan? Maybe Deontay Lawson, right? Anyone in the secondary? I don't know. And is that why people don't necessarily fear Alabama like they used to? That's the truth, and I hate to say it, but that's the truth. Because right now, if you were to talk to any of these SEC fans or anyone else in college football, they think that they can go toe-to-toe with Alabama. I swear to God, they do. It's sad, but they do. Seriously, am I making this up? Don't you think that people think that they can go toe-to-toe with Alabama right now? They do. I've never seen it before. And when I watched this docuseries on Fox Nation this morning, I even heard fans. There was a student that was talking about, this Tennessee game. I'm gonna jump to that in just a second. But she's like, yeah, if we lose this game against Tennessee, it's gonna be terrible. Since I covered the team, Tennessee was like a run through. There was like a boring game. I was so desperate to figure out what I was going to talk about that week because I knew Coach Saban was just going to. All right, here's some other questions. Let's run through these real quick. All right, who will be on the team in August? Scuba Steve. Discipline. Roll Tide 2025 SEC champs. Larry Large. Who hits the transfer portal? And the tackle position. Okay, so these are all the questions that were, who's going to hit the transfer portal? Who's going to be Texas, right? Who's going to be the tackle? I saw Texas inside the comment box. I think Texas is about to start trending down. Huh. Interesting comment, Lance. All right, so has anybody had a chance to watch this docuseries other than me? I feel like I'm the only person talking about this. Has anybody watched this? How to watch it? I think this has been confusing for people. So you go to Fox Nation on your phone, you download the app. I paid like $9.99, and then you can watch them every Wednesday. What it is, I think it's a 6-part docuseries that goes over the entire season. Yours truly has a couple voiceovers. You'll hear my voice in the show. It's cool. Like, here I am, like, absolutely, nobody in this Alabama world, and I've been on there a couple times. It's cool. Today was tight. I had a couple good lines. So basically, the way that they do this is they sent me like some. I didn't make any money from this. They were like, "Can we use your voice a couple times?" It's been really cool to hear how they used it. And what I said is, I was like, "You lose to Tennessee, yo, you don't play for the SEC championship, and you don't play for the playoffs. Period." That's how big that Tennessee game was. All right. So here are the points that the latest Tide That Binds that came out today. We're on episode 3. Spoiler alert. Okay. So if you haven't seen it, I'm gonna give you some spoilers. Obviously, you can go watch. I recommend to do it. That's the thing. Max is saying too many apps, not enough watchable content. Interesting. Southern Red, what's up? Good morning, KT. Ellie Pond, what's up? Eli Pond, West Coastin. I appreciate you being here. Max Tooney, Daniel Adams, everybody up in the show. Thank you so much. Here in maybe like a couple hours, I'll upload Ryan Grubb. He's speaking to the media today. If you want to watch footage from practice, you can go to watch all the team reporters. They posted some great stuff on X. We talked about that this morning in their practice report, kind of what stood out from what they posted. I'm sure if you subscribe, you can go read, what they have to say. Some incredibly talented writers and reporters. The best. All right, so it starts out, this docuseries, talking about Malachi Moore. We all remember what Malachi Moore did during the Vanderbilt game. We all remember that Alabama lost to Vanderbilt, right? But what they talked about, and which is true, right? There's no way to condone what Malachi Moore did. And I'm not trying to like go back and, we're talking about the docuseries. But if I know anything, and when I used to go to the university and interview the players and, talk to the guys, Malachi Moore is a stand-up individual. His emotions got the best for him. But look, in life, when you grow and you grow as a person, you go through stuff like that. And it's how you show accountability and take ownership of those things. That's what defines you. Not necessarily what you did, but what you do after. And Malachi Moore is exemplified. He was such a great leader for Alabama football. In-state guy. He's a great person. And, nobody liked what he did against Vanderbilt, but there's going to be times in your life where you don't when you act up, when you mess up. He took accountability, and I love him for that. And I can't wait to see him go to the NFL, where he's going to go. I think he's going to be quality in the NFL as well. And he talks about that Vanderbilt game and kind of how the team was going to respond after losing to Vanderbilt. And I saw low energy in the locker room before that game against Vanderbilt. It was weird. Like, go watch it. I thought the locker room would be like pumped up. They weren't fired up against Vanderbilt. Now, that wasn't the case when they play South Carolina. I'll talk about that in just a second. Then it highlights Kane Womack as a defensive coordinator, and Kane Womack is talking about, the relationship with his father, who also was known, for coaching defense, and also understands, he's like, look, I am here as a defensive coordinator taking over for Coach Saban, the greatest defensive mind and maybe ever in college football. He knows where he's at. And Kane Womack had to definitely fine-tune the defense as we went to the back end of the season. But I promise you, there's not one person in here that isn't excited to have Kane Womack back. There was a time where people wanted Kane Womack to go to Southern Mississippi or whatever. People are happy that Kane Womack is here. It also talks about that South Carolina game. You know what? I forgot that South Carolina game was a heart pounder. Yo, the onside kick, for some reason, I forgot. South Carolina is good, and that's why that game scares me even more this year. That quarterback, he's coming back, Lenore Sellers. Their defense was fantastic. Alabama, that was a very challenging game for Alabama, but before that game, they knew that they were going into war. Jamarcus Shepard is absolutely the hype man. This guy is the guy that is getting the guys up in the locker room. Yo, that game against South Carolina was a big win for Alabama, but South Carolina rallied back. Really good team. They'll be even better this year. Then it kind of goes into the prep for the Tennessee game, and they're interviewing some students. They interviewed one player who was one student who was a member of the band, and then a couple other people, and they were talking about and this is concerning, okay? Because they were like, if we lose to Tennessee, that never crossed my mind that they would lose to Tennessee like in the past. Now Tennessee is they've beaten Alabama the last 2 out of 3 times. Each time in Knoxville, I get it, but point is, Josh Heupel coming back with a quality quarterback as well. The quarterback should improve as well. And then it goes on how much was on the line against Tennessee. And I think that loss knocked them out of the SEC championship and really knocked them out of the playoffs. I think they had some opportunities to kind of get back to the playoffs, but because they lost to Oklahoma, you can watch it on Fox Nation. That's the app. So check it out. Sports and gaming, what's up? I see you inside the comment box. Todd, what's up, man? And Scott, I see you too, man. Thanks for being here. All right, we move on. And how today is going to work is I'll finish up my show here, and then I'm going to package Ryan Grubb whenever I get that footage. I'll add some context to it. I'll add it here to the YouTube channel and some highlights as well, and then we'll dive back into it tonight at 7 p.m. And we'll have our big show kind of repackaging everything that we've learned from day 2 of Alabama at 7 p.m. tonight. Alabama basketball. Oh, shit. I don't know if I can do it at 7 if the basketball team is playing because they're playing at 6. Do we have, maybe we'll have our show at 5. All right, so Alabama basketball taking on Florida tonight at 6 p.m. Marquee game, clearly. Alabama basketball 3-3 over the last 6 games. But that gauntlet has been absolutely crazy. I mean, you look to the teams that Alabama has played. No one else in the country has played a schedule like this as of late, right? Number 1, Auburn. They lost right at home. Then they lost on the road against Missouri. They beat Kentucky, who was number 17 at the time. And then they absolutely rolled Mississippi State. And, then recently lost the heartbreaker against Tennessee. Now, they take on Florida tonight. Grant Nelson, I guess, still questionable at this point in time. Alabama is favored by 2.5. And I kind of wonder, while I do like playing a really good schedule. Hey, Rafael, what's up, man? I see you inside the comment box. Thanks for being here, bro. While I see playing a schedule as challenging as this is good, I have to question, are they exhausted? This isn't there's been no breaks. This has been harder than the actual NCAA March Madness basketball tournament. And just think, they have Florida, and guess who waits on Saturday? Auburn. Okay, now Auburn's already clinched and all that stuff, but still a lot on the line for that game. And then after that, you have the SEC basketball tournament, and then after that, you have, March Madness. But this schedule has been an absolute gauntlet like Alabama basketball has never played before. But tonight, please watch the Alabama basketball team against Florida. Bama favored by 2.5. We'll see how it goes. All right. Also, now we don't talk about the last time we talked about the baseball team was the time they were flipping everyone off. We already talked about that. But this Alabama baseball team, let's talk about them real quick. So if you're in the area, come and watch these guys today at 4 p.m. It's Bring Your Dog to the Park Day, okay? They have such a beautiful baseball stadium. They really do. Alabama is ranked number 23 in baseball, right? It's at 4 p.m. Their season record is 13-0. They beat number 12 NC State in that Jacksonville Classic, then came back from, 10 down to beat Ohio State, okay? And that's the game where they had the flip-off. And then check this out. Have you seen this Justin LeBron? Dude, this guy, he might be one of the best players in college baseball. In 13 games, he has 8 home runs, and he has 32 RBIs. He has 32 RBIs in 13 games, okay? I can't take the Frenchies to the Joe. I guess I could. I used to take them to the university and like walk them around. I guess I should. They're right here. Anybody want to see Pearl or Peach? They're just right here. So they're taking on number 19 Troy today at 4 p.m. Okay? So definitely watch these guys and give them your support. If you're a baseball, I'm a huge baseball fan. I've talked about that before. I cover football for a living, but I do like all sports. I love baseball. Absolutely love it. My favorite baseball game was Ken Griffey Baseball on Super Nintendo. Did anybody play that game? And then after that, as I grew up, I played MVP Baseball on the PlayStation. Ken Griffey Baseball was the best. And I guess the NES games before that was RBI Baseball, which was good. But there was nothing like Ken Griffey's Baseball. So no one could take their dog to the park. All right. Let's see. My last thing that I wanted to hit on before we get to this midday break, right? So again, if you're watching the show, keep your head on a swivel for Ryan Grubb's interview. I'll bring that back with some player highlights, courtesy of the University of Alabama. And then tonight I'll be on again to be able to package all of it together and have a hour-long show talking about it. I was thinking about this, like, who has the most pressure right now, like going in this season? Clearly Kalen DeBoer, right? It's like, dude, second year. I think, was it Feinbaum that says he's on the hot seat? I don't know if he's on the hot seat. The dude just got here. You take over for Coach Saban. I mean, we've been hard on the dude here on the show when we've had to be, but like, there's also been some positives. A lot of positives. And I mean, let's at least let's see the true direction for a minute before, we start heating up before we turn on the seat heaters. I think the most pressure probably is Ryan Grubb. Last year, I told you it was going to be Kane Womack. Because Kane Womack was taking over for Nick Saban. Not only did he take over for Nick Saban, he rearranged and reconstructed the entire defense. I think it's Ryan Grubb right now. And here's kind of a couple guys that I put. I think Ryan Grubb, because the offense, in my opinion, last year, while there were some bright spots, I feel that it's been lackluster for not only last year, for like the last 3 or 4 years. I think Alabama's offense, overall, is kind of like this, going this way. Right? The offense hasn't been that good since Steve Sarkisian bounced out. The offense isn't it. So you got to think that Ryan Grubb is better than, the last couple of offensive coordinators. I mean, my goodness, like Nick Sheridan, okay, yeah. Greater than or less than? Okay, greater than Nick Sheridan, greater. Greater than Tommy Rees, greater. Greater than Bill O'Brien, greater. Greater or equal to Steve Sarkisian, probably less than, I guess. RJ Williams, bowl. I'll bowl with you, bro. It's crazy, but when I bowl, I actually have like a backspin. So I bowl like this. I don't know why it works. But yeah, I'll go out to Bolero with you. Let's see. Will Conformby clearly has pressure. I mean, you have to perform. And I think he probably even has a little bit more pressure because he's like a hometown dude, in-state guy, a lot of people pulling for him. But the right tackle spot last year was just not it. It was subpar. It wasn't good. Nobody liked it. It was bad. Is that, Max? Is bad for the wrist? Everything's bad for you. That's the thing about life now is everything's bad for you, right? Too much water, bad for you. Too much fish, bad for you. Too much steak, bad for you. Too much protein, bad for you. It's exhausting trying to stay alive, man. Shit. Kid, the dogs can't eat this food. They have to eat this food. No coffee. Ugh. It's annoying. Just let me live. Jeez. I think the new kicker, too. I have no idea who the new kicker is going to be. Is it going to be Connor Talty? Think about it. You had Will Reichard, who should be on Mount Rushmore right next to Nick Saban. And then you had Graham Nicholson. The guy won the Lou Groza Award. And now you have some other kicker who's never kicked in a college game, lined up. That, even the punter, I guess. Taking over for James Burnup. I love that dude. See, Wade's World. Think about this. The punter, right? For J.K. Scott, James Burnap. And I think, like, pressure-wise, I just put the brand of University of Alabama. Look, I think that, you have to protect the brand, and you protect the brand here specifically by winning football games. The city, there's no – everybody knows. The city is built around college football, Alabama football, right? And that's it. You have the Mercedes factory, which, is in between here in Birmingham. You have like Westerville. You have, a couple companies that are here. But the heart and soul of this city is the football team. And it's not just the football team. It's winning football games. So that's pressure. You have to win here. And you have to make the playoffs here. People aren't going to settle for less here. So there's pressure. You know what they say about pressure, though, right? What does it do? What does it create? All right. All right, so here's how today is going to work. You got Ryan Grubb. His interview will come out. I'll add some context to it, chop it up, make sure the audio is good. Bring it here as soon as I can. More practice highlights. If, University of Alabama, probably send it around like one or two. I'll package it. Pressure bust pipes. Doesn't pressure build diamonds? Pressure bust pipes. And then tonight, I'll be back again to like repackage everything. All right. No, I didn't see the Walmart team on NSA football. That's hilarious. But I hope you guys had a good show. Hey, KEI, good night in Japan, man. Have some sushi for me. Big yellowtail fan here. Look, I'm going to show you some fish that I made. Let's see if I can show you guys real quick. Man, every day, okay, I make my little girl lunch every day. So there's her lunch, and I write her a note every single day. Every day I write her a note. There's a lunch, okay? And then, I'm not going to lie, I could chef it up, all right? So there's some fish that I made last night. Little coconut rice. Oh, and then every morning, look, you can find me. This is what I make for Caden every morning. My son. He likes tomatoes and egg and then some apples. I appreciate you guys being here. Thank you for supporting the show. As always, here are the girls, the Frenchies. I love you guys. I appreciate you guys for rocking with me. If you're a member of the United States military, we appreciate you. We understand that freedom isn't free. And, I hope you guys have a beautiful rest of your day. Please support all the other great content creators out there, whether they're covering Alabama football, big or small, whatever. Give them your love as well. I will be back once I have, Ryan Grubb's interview. I'll post it here. Follow us on Facebook. Follow us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify. Coming to you from Tuscaloosa, Alabama. Kyle Anderson, Bama Football on YouTube. See you guys.